Hi, my name is Luke Homan, founder and CEO of Contenio, and in this video, I'm going to give you some insights in how to analyze the data that you obtain through decision engine or buy a feature forums. The goal is to create actionable insights. Specifically, if you look at the data that you obtain when you're running a decision engine forum, you're going to know who purchased or who funded what. You're going to know how much they bid or their bid intensity. You're going to have the chat log to understand who negotiated with whom. What did they say? How did they say it? What was important about what they said, and how did that change the outcome? You're going to look at the data in the chat log that shapes the projects themselves. For example, perhaps the reason Billy did not fund item E at the top of this list was because he didn't think that it had the scale or the capacity or some other attribute that met his needs. However, he may have felt that project G was so important that he solo purchased it. That's the kind of data that you're looking for when you're downloading and analyzing results from multiple forums. In this video, I'm going to show you how to download the Excel file, and then I'm going to give you some insights into the kinds of results and patterns that you're looking for as you edit that data. When you log into Weave, you'll be presented with your dashboard. And your dashboard is a query-limited presentation of the top 10 most recent running forums, your 10 upcoming forums, and your 10 most recently completed forums. However, when you're wanting to analyze the results of your projects, you're going to look at your project folders. In your project folders, or beakers, we're going to find the project that we're interested in, find the framework that we want to analyze, and download and analyze the results of that framework. In this case, I'm going to choose Travel App, and I'm going to look at the features associated with Travel App. This was a project that we engaged in order to understand how we can improve a future release of a travel app for an expense processing software company. We engaged 6 forums, 1 in Kansas City, 3 customer forums with customers around the world, and 2 partner forums. Now, I can look at any individual forum's results by clicking on the results icon, and I can see which items were fully and partially purchased within that forum. And you can see the ranking algorithm that Weave uses. Fully purchased items rank higher than partially purchased items. So the 4 items at the top, which were fully purchased, rank higher. Now, the tiebreaker between those items is how quickly those items were purchased. What we have found is that when an item is purchased fast and stays stable, it tends to be more important. And this result is for a single forum. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we choose multiple forums. Now, to analyze the results of multiple forums, I select the framework itself, I click on the triple dot menu, and I say Analyze Forum Results. Weave takes the results of the individual forums and integrates them together. It uses the same algorithm. Notice, however, that the automatic mileage is in red. In a given forum, participants may overbid or overfund a given item. In this case, we've identified that one of the forums overbid on automatic mileage, and they wanted to spend more money than was required. So Weave flags this as red. And this initial analysis is usually enough to really understand how I want to behave within a given group. But sometimes I want to look at different kinds of analysis and do more extensive processing in Excel. If I want to do more extensive processing in Excel, I simply select the framework, I click on the triple dot menu, and I choose Download Forum Results. That builds a file of the collected data from all of those forums, and now I have that file available to download. Let's look and see what happens after I've processed those results and I've obtained my insight by looking at a few case studies from Contenio clients. The first case study I'd like to present was a project we did for Verisign. In this project, we had 46 ideas or 46 projects to prioritize with 120 employees. They were located at 5 locations around the world. Now, in the decision engine, we recommend that you have about 15 to 20 items in a single forum. That means that we needed to run a tournament structure. What I mean by a tournament structure is that we took the large list of 46 projects, we put 15 in one forum, 15 in the second, and 16 in the third. The items that were funded in the first two forums advanced. They moved forward, kind of like runners in a track meet or swimmers when you have a large number of swimmers and you want to see which swimmers are fastest. The swimmers that are fastest advance to the final heats. We organized the same structure. We randomized that list. We did 15, 15, and 16. And the items that were fully funded in the first two forums went forward. When you roll this forward, we ended up with 3 tournaments, 15 forums in total, and we then analyzed the purchase pattern of all of those results. And what we found were that the employee priorities differed than the leadership team. Specifically, the employee priorities are very clear, but there was one leadership team project that was considered very important, and the leadership team was actually quite surprised that it wasn't funded by the employees. Now, when we were talking about how to process this result, the leadership team told me, we really can't not do this project as part of our strategy. And what I told the leadership team was, of course you need to do the project. You're the leaders. You do need to lead. However, it seems pretty clear from the data that your employees don't understand the importance of the project. And we were able to determine this by looking at the chat logs. When we were viewing the chat logs, we could see that employees just flat out did not understand this project. They did not understand how this project related to the corporate strategy, and therefore they didn't fund it. What the leadership team did was they said, we're going to move forward with this project, but they put in place a careful education plan to build trust. And the notion of building trust was making sure that the leadership team knew the employees' feedback was heard, it was considered, and it was acted on. The business impact was a 3-month reduction in the implementation of that project as estimated by the project manager. The second case study that I want to bring up is from Bwin Party. Bwin Party is a real money gaming company located in Gibraltar. When I say real money gaming, I mean things like online poker or online sports betting in places around the world where those activities are legal. What we did in this project was we separated and we had 2 forum sets. The first forum set was with the executives. The second forum set was with an extended leadership team consisting of directors and managers in different locations around the world. Now, the names of the projects have been changed a little bit, but the pattern of data is what I want to talk about. Here, we see that the first 2 mobile projects under consideration were unanimously funded by the leaders and the extended leadership team. Complete and utter agreement. But what I want to show you that is different is notice that we have Phoenix Phase 2. The leadership team funded it, but only one of the extended teams funded it, as contrasted with an innovation project down here where none of the leaders funded it, but all 4 of the extended leader teams funded it. The leadership team, in reviewing this result, asked me to dig into the chat logs. So we did. We looked at what was happening about Phoenix and what was happening about the innovation project. And it turned out that the leaders were swayed when they understood why the extended leadership team wanted to fund that second innovation project. They decided to reallocate the resources from Phoenix Phase 2 and put it into the innovation project. This is a powerful example of inclusion, transparency, and agility. Instead of using a traditional model of command and control, where the leadership team would just choose their priorities and cram it down into the organization, the Bwin Party leadership team listened to their extended managers and included their voice in their prioritization process. And this is an example of having forums align leaders to teams. Now, there's a fallacy in business, and the fallacy is that when you have different business units, they won't collaborate. That's simply not true. When you structure collaboration so that different members of business units are looking at projects across business units, what we find is those leaders rise up and they focus on the things that are most important to the company. Let me give you an example from Bwin Party. Bwin Party has 3 divisions: sports betting, poker, and casino. Katrina doesn't work in sports, but let's look at what she writes in the chat log. I think sports needs the attention. And you can see that she is operating congruently with her belief because we have mobile sports too, and you can see that she's made a big investment into that project. Marcus, following up on Harold's proposal to focus on one sports mobile initiative. Katrina, they are making a lot of the money and I don't work on sports. I agree for the sports mobile initiative. This is a powerful statement from an individual who is rising above her particular needs within a business unit and working for the greater good. We see this consistently when organizations open up decision engine and portfolio prioritization to a large group of people. When the participants know that the projects they're considering are from multiple divisions, and when the participants know that the participants are drawn from multiple divisions and they're working together for the greater good of the company, we often find that they rise up and they put the energy and the effort into those initiatives that have the most promise for the company. This is the kind of thing that you're looking for when you're post-processing decision engine results. These create the actions that drive the business forward.